interactive games, quizzes, it scores, great whole tutorials, it's great. And no, I'm not getting paid for that.
What's the name again?
Chalk. And we're going to take you to our LibGuide, and we've got it right there as well, too. That's okay. No, thanks for asking.
But you can find out maybe what your campus or your institution has licensing for, if you need to take advantage of it. It doesn't necessarily have to come out of your budget. And then also free. Free is great. We all love free, right? There's tons of good educational technology out there that's free. And definitely take advantage of that. And we're going to actually show you a few on our LibGuide in just a few moments. But also staying on top of what's out there. With blogs, literature, journals, talking to people, conferences, there's all sorts of ways to keep on top of this stuff. And definitely going outside the library and like looking at the education world, get that comfortable stuff, and very easy that we can totally Sorry, I say totally a lot. I talk to a lot of 18-year-olds. And then of course, dealing with problems. When you're creating, you're going to want to try to anticipate everything that might happen. So trying it out in multiple browsers, multiple operating systems. Even if you have a smartphone, maybe you've got an iPhone and it's an older one, you can talk to your colleagues and say, hey, do you have an Android? Could you test this for me? And just to make sure to see what might happen in the different systems, because that can help you prevent stuff later from keeping students from getting to your stuff. And then, of course, coming up with solutions and quick fixes and instructions in multiple formats and making them available to the students. It could be as simple as, this doesn't really work very well in Internet Explorer, please use Firefox. And then have a link to Firefox so they can download it if they don't have it. Or a tutorial, it could be a video tutorial of, this is how you can update your Java. So follow these steps, and then you also have it in a PDF document and a Word document. So you have it in multiple formats so anyone can use them. And of course, as Gina said, surveys. Designing a way for students to give you feedback. So if something's happening, you want to know, is it broken and what is happening? So it could be a link to a survey for SurveyMonkey or Google Form. It could be just your email address or the library's email and contact information. Just some ways, so that way, if they encounter any problems, they can let you know. Because that is definitely happening. I'm sure it's happened to all of us. And then assessment. Assessment is something I really, really love, so I'm going to start getting really excited. I know assessment's not everybody's favorite, but assessment is super important. How do you know what you're doing is doing what you want it to do? So this is something you want to keep in mind when you're designing it. This is something you want to think about even after you've created it. How are you going to gather that data, and what data are you going to look at? Assessment can be as simple as usage counts. Are they even using your LibGuide? Or are they even looking at that tutorial you created like last year? Why not? Or maybe they are. So just looking at different data sets. You can also do multiple choice questions. Just simple, did they get this Boolean operator idea? Or is that something that just went right over their heads? Maybe I can redesign that. Or it can also be more robust. You can start looking at data over multiple semesters, get more librarians on board, and you can start to see, are there trends in the data? It's always good to use the data that you're collecting. And of course, rubrics. Who doesn't love rubrics? Just kidding. I like them. But rubrics, you can even design rubrics that maybe you use them for your face-to-face instruction sessions. You can put them into your distance learning. You can tweak it. So we're not done with assessment yet. Yeah, so assessment is great because it's really going to help you revise and redesign your stuff. Because like Julie said, this is never a create it and forget it kind of thing. This is something that's ongoing all the time. Websites change, database interfaces change, there's always change. So you're going to want to keep updating and revising your instructional materials. And also maybe there's a flaw. Not that it ever would happen to you, but it's happened to us. Where we had I am going to tell them. I wasn't going to, but now I am. It could be as simple as we had an issue with an answer key. All the students were getting this one question wrong. And so then we did a question by question analysis going, okay, what is happening? What are they actually answering? And it was the correct answer. And we're like, oh my goodness, they're not getting it wrong. We put it wrong in our answer key. So, stuff like that, and assessment can really help you identify where those problems might be. Oh, self-check opportunities. I know it was on the last slide, but self-check opportunities are also really great. They're not scored, but they're kind of like classroom assessment techniques, so they can see where are they missing information, and you can see where are they missing something, and then you can use that when you revise and redesign. You can focus more on that particular topic maybe. So now let's take a look. So those are some of the principles to think about. So now we're going to actually show you the LibGuide. There was a little handout in the back of the room that some of you may have gotten, but we're also going to be on the blog and everything else. So, but here's the LibGuide. If I can find my mouse, or not. I promise I do.
It's their time box.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I swear I can use computer.
And you get pictures of us.
Yes.
Hey, bonus.
Yes. I used to have just my eye, which really freaks students out. Yes. And on the guide, we've got a link to this PowerPoint. So I know we went pretty quickly through this. So if you want, you have access to this as well. And we have those principles for design models right there with links, so you can actually go and study them a little bit more if you're interested. And we also have tech stuff. So we've got some free and not so free stuff, which we've got listed here. This is not a comprehensive list by any stretch of the imagination. These are things that we found useful, that we've actually used. Like Audacity is great for audio, and then you've got some video software and some screencasting software. You've got some hosting stuff. I've kind of labeled them